Hey there, it's your friend Ryan Reed with Read and Read. I'll get you right back to your favorite podcast, but quickly, I want you to know if you're injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or through medical malpractice, you can count on Read and Read to be here when you call. You'll speak to me, my wife, or my dad directly on the phone, or you can meet us in person or on Zoom for a free consultation. Visit needread.com today for more information. And remember, with Read and Read, it's like having a lawyer in the family. Needread.com. Offices, Tampa Bay.
Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Metal Hammer of Doom, and I am your host, the mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And tonight, we present here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network our annual Covers show. That's right, Covers 3, Army versus Navy. This is like WrestleMania. We've only been talking about it for a year now. Last year, Robert Cooper and I decided we were going to do another cover show. We did our second one last March, so we're going to do another one in March 2016, and we already knew what we were going to call it. We were going to call it Army versus Navy, because we had been talking about the fact that we knew two different bands that covered in the Navy and in the Army. So we thought, hey, that's funny. We'll call it Army versus Navy. And here we are, it's a year later, we're actually still doing this show. Can you believe it? I can believe it because I've seen the numbers. And over time, people keep coming back to the Metal Hammer of Doom to hear our reviews of albums. So we thank you. We thank you very sweetly, as they say in The Wizard of Oz. The Metal Coop, Robert Cooper will be joining us momentarily. He's driving his truck back from the border, bringing Mexicans over the border. That's what he does on Thursday nights. In the meantime, he's no slouch. He's the host of Source Material. He's currently known as Don't Drop Me Blog Talk Radio in the show. You cheeky bastard. Again, host of Source Material, good buddy, longtime listener, super producer, super friend, and co-host of From the Cheap Seats whenever they decide to do one. Ladies and gentlemen, the always entertaining Jesse Starcher. How you doing, Jesse?
Doing good, man. I'm ready to talk some metal covers, buddy.
Yeah. We just got to wait for Coop. We can't do this without him.
That's right. That's right.
We have to wait. It's like Christmas, Yeah, the kids are gathered by the tree. The tree is on.
And there's that one bastard that's always still sleeping.
Yeah. Or they got to get a camera, or they're trying to get their coffee together. It's always like, oh, we're always waiting. It's always like dad or mom. It's never a kid. There's never a kid late to the party when it comes to opening up Christmas presents. But there's always an adult that's sort of just like, oh, my God, give me 5 more minutes, and 5 more minutes is an hour. So that's Coop tonight. Coop is Coop is holding up Christmas, and boy, do we have a lot of presents to unwrap.
Indeed.
You have 3 mystery covers here. Let's talk about that. Give 3 mystery covers here. What's going on here? You didn't want to share with us what you were doing?
No, we're going to have a fun little game, and what we'll have you guys do is try to figure out the theme. You guys already picked a theme sort of for this show, Army versus Navy, and I think that was the only 2 things you guys were kind of focused on. One of you is going to have one song in regards to the Army, the other one is Navy, blah blah blah. Now, since I kind of contacted you and said I want to get in here and I'd like to maybe contribute a few things, I kind of have a theme myself, but it's a mystery theme. So what I want to do is when we play my song, or however we get to it, whenever the rotation is, there's going to be a little bit of a linkage that is between all 3 songs that are on there, all 3 covers. And so when it's all said and done, you guys can go ahead and say, this is exactly the theme between these 3 songs. But most likely, it's going to be pretty darn obvious after the first one. So it's not going to hurt my feelings if you guys already know. It's not like I put too much of a lot of thought in this. But by golly, I felt like I contributed here, and I wanted to have a little bit of fun tonight.
Well, you've certainly earned that spot. While we wait for Coop, let's talk a little bit of metal news. The artwork, I just posted this on my Facebook page. Within the last day or so, there was an article that came out, I believe, on blabbersomething.net. The new hate breed, because it's hashtag time to murder it. Blabbermouth.net revealed that the artwork and track listing. I'm very tired.
Oh no, dude! You've made it 3 months, and you're gonna have we got a lot of songs to cover. You better stay awake.
We really do. Well, I've got my green tea. Hang on, let me get sidetracked here. I got my green tea. Okay, there's plenty left over in the house, so if I have to sort of eat to keep myself awake, like I'm driving a truck or some shit, I'm well prepared. I got sustenance. And I took a bit of a cat nap right before the show. And by cat nap, I mean at about 9:45, I decided I was going to watch the latest episode of Family Guy on Hulu. And about 10 minutes into it, I could hear myself snoring. You ever snore so loud you could hear yourself snoring? That's what I did. I fell asleep, completely blacked out, and I could hear myself go, like a pig.
You're like, who the hell's always saying that's me?
Like, who let the pig in here? What the fuck? Hogs are pests in Florida. They don't belong in houses.
I think as we get older, man, it gets worse. It's like we can just fall asleep at a drop of a hat.
Oh, you ain't kidding, Buster. I'm like Rip Van Winkle. And it's worse when you're at work. Like I do a lot of I see inmates at the jail, and I do assessments, and then I have to go type notes, and I work what they call the lockdown pod, which is basically people that are on confinement or on suicide watch. So I see people very quickly in rapid succession because I'm just going door to door, like, hey, you alive in there? You gonna kill yourself? No? Okay. And I move on. But the notes take forever to do, and I'll be sitting there typing away, and then suddenly, like, I'll realize I've been asleep for 10 minutes. And I just
man.
Find D's as I'm typing.
Damn, I haven't reached that level yet. I've been pretty tired to where I just nod off, but it's tough for me to be in the middle of something and then fall asleep. About that time, I'm like, okay, I got to get up and walk around or do something. Is it pretty enclosed where you're at? I mean, is it like pretty confined and dark and all that shit?
No. I mean, my office is in a well-lit area. There's 3 of us in the office, sort of sharing space. 3 desks, 3 people, and it's very well lit. Oddly enough, jails are not what you like see on. I guess if you watch Lockdown, then they are what you see on TV. They're exactly what you see on TV. But they're not like these Hollywood portrayed sort of dank dungeons or everything sort of this ugly gray dark color, and there's no light or anything. I mean, the lockdown pod is not a tremendous amount of light, but my office is in the medical area. In the medical area, there's no reason for it to not be lit up. It's not like it's not Dr. Zhivago's lair or anything.
Well, I was gonna say, if it was nice and cozy and dark, I can't blame you, especially if you're just about ready to fall over.
This has got to be a great listen for young people listening. I like to hear the metal show. And
I like to hear the old guys talk about falling asleep.
Yeah. I call them to hear the metal show. There's these two old fuckers. They're talking about sleeping at work. I don't understand. Wake up.
Damn it. All right, so Hatebreed. Tell me about Hatebreed. What was going on with them? They did something with the artwork. I didn't see this post. Tell me about it.
Okay. So it's #Time to Murder It in 2016. The Hatebreed's releasing a new album. I believe it's May 13th. It's called The Concrete Confessional, and the artwork and the track listing have been unveiled. And so I already got it on the calendar because as soon as I got a release date for the new Hatebreed, I was like, oh shit, it's on now, like Donkey Kong, bro. Okay. So I got So May, where is it now? May 13th, yep. The day Money Monster comes out is also the day that Hatebreed, The Concrete Confessional, comes out. However, because of how things worked out, with our Motorhead retrospective and some other stuff that's going on, we are actually not going to get to Hatebreed, The Concrete Confessional until June 30th.
Well, can you wait that long to talk about it, man?
I'm gonna have to.
I mean, bruh.
Because it's #Brotacular.
That's right.
Well, we got some other stuff we got to talk about before that. We got the Surgical Meth Machine. Have you heard about this?
No. What's this about?
You haven't heard about the Surgical Meth Machine?
I can't say I have.
All right. So have you heard of Ministry?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me read you here a little bit of an article, once again, from blabbermouth.net. Ministry main man Al Jorgensen's Surgical Meth Machine debut album details revealed. Ministry main man Al Jorgensen, otherwise known as Hypoluxa, Big Satan Daddy, new project, Surgical Meth Machine, has inked a deal with Nuclear Blast. The band's self-titled debut album, which was recorded primarily at Jorgensen's home studio in Burbank, California, with his longtime engineer, San D'Ambruso, is due on April 15th.
So, you excited?
I am very excited. Apparently, they're playing very, very fast music here. This is sort of going to be a return to very old Ministry, not the pop Ministry from the With Sympathy days. More of just a heavier sound than they were putting out with the proper Ministry albums.
Have they dropped any singles or anything off of it yet, or anything like that?
It's a good question. Mr. Jesse Starcher. Let me see. Surgical Meth Machine. Let's go to videos.
I was going to say, I'm sure you could have heard it by now if they did.
Yeah, Tragic Alert, as a matter of fact.
No kidding.
Tragic Alert, the second track on the album. Here's what these they're called. I'm Sensitive. Tragic Alert, I Want More. Rich People Problems. I Don't Wanna. Smash and Grab. Unlistenable. Gates of Steel. Sputnik. Just Go Home. Just Keep Going. And I'm Invisible. So those are the tracks. And they released an album.
Did you send us Tragic Alert? For some reason, I'm thinking that really sticks out to me. I'm thinking for some reason you've seen that already.
Yeah, I posted that a little ways back on my Facebook page.
Okay.
See, so if you're listening to this show, that's a reason to try to friend me on Facebook. But send me a message first, because people send me friend requests on Facebook all the time, and I don't know who you are or why you're friending me.
Yeah.
So I tend to delete them because I assume it's spam. The first thing I'll do is I'll go check somebody's Facebook page that's trying to friend me. See, do we have mutual friends? Does your Facebook page look like a spam page or something like that? And if I don't get the warm fuzzies almost immediately, you're done.
Yep. Deleted. Delorted. So, yeah, we got to get to the surgical meth machine before we can get to the new hate breed. Hey, also, Killswitch Engage's album releases tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes, it does. In about an hour and 15 minutes.
He's counting them down.
That's right. You should be able to go on Apple Music or Spotify, and hopefully they'll have the new Killswitch Engage already up for you. They've already released a few singles. They definitely did it on Apple Music. I haven't checked Spotify to see if they've got some singles there, but they definitely have some new Killswitch Engage singles right there for you on Apple Music. So if you go to your Apple Music app Friday morning, probably like between 7 and 9, the server should have already had it uploaded for you, and you can listen to the new Killswitch Engage, which we will be reviewing sometime later this year. I think I have the date marked. Everything got backed up to the baby metal, basically.
We got our priorities straight here.
Everything out of the way. Yeah. April 28th. That's when we're going to get to Killswitch Engage Incarnate.
Awesome.
So that's what's going on there. All right, Mr. Jesse Starcher. We're still waiting for Mr. Robert Cooper here, and I ain't got that kind of patience. So we're gonna put the game off a little bit with a bit of an intro act here, and you're the intro act. So you mind if I go ahead and take your first track here, because when people listen to the Metal Hammer of Doom show, they want to hear music. And
yeah, play it, man.
It's been about 15 minutes in here, and we ain't played no music. So I'm gonna go ahead and play your first track here, and now I'm supposed to listen to this, and then I'm supposed to guess what your theme is. Is that the game?
Yeah, you listen to this, you'll probably be able, like I said, you'll probably be able to figure it out here pretty quickly. But again, all three of these songs are linked together, so take a good listen to track one here. And if you want to take a guess at the artist, I know you'll most likely know the song since we're talking covers here. But if you want to take a guess at the artist that's covering the song, that would be awesome too. So go for it.
All right, go for it. All right, here we go. This is Jesse's first mystery track. First of all, that's fucking amazing. It took me. First of all, I thought it was Faith No More at first. Like I thought that it was a Faith No More song, not the band playing the song was Faith No More. I thought it was like from out of nowhere or something. And then I heard the lyrics kick in, and I'm like, okay, well, this is not from out of nowhere. And I started listening to them, like, I know this song, and it took me to the chorus. We were like, oh, I know what this is. This is Thunderdome.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard that deep baritone voice, I'm like, okay, that's not Typo Negative. That's not Pete Steele. That sounds like Moonspell. But how does Jesse Starcher know fucking Moonspell?
Jesse Starcher don't know fucking Moonspell.
Yeah, Jesse Starcher don't know no fucking Moonspell. So, I'm struggling with this. I'm like, it's not Moonspell because they don't sound like that. Like the when they were singing the first part of it, I was like, okay, that sounded very deep. That sounded like the singer from Moonspell. But then that other voice kicked in, and it had a more progressive sound to it. You know, more as my wife would say, windblown hair sound. So I'm like, okay, that's another band. And so some progressive metal band. I don't know. I don't know the band though, or at the very least, I don't think I've ever heard that cover before.
Okay, well, I can tell you right now, I am on the ever expanding Mark Radulich covers track list on Spotify right now. The playlist that you put together. Okay, how many songs here? Like 650.
You're looking at the one that I put together, or you want one that I stole from someone else?
This is. Hold on a second here. This is the one that says covers by Mark Radulich, 404 songs. So I don't know if you grabbed this from somebody else or not. This is the one you made public, I think. 404 songs in this covers playlist, and I can tell you this band is not in there. All right. The name of the band, which. I was putting this theme together, and I went through, and I was like, okay, so some of these bands I've never heard of. These guys go by the name of Northern Kings, all right?
Yeah, Northern Kings. They do they're one of their albums is real bitchin'. Yeah, you heard me. I said bitchin'.
Well, they do a lot of covers. If you go onto the wiki, I think this is one of their most popular ones that they've done. This was released back in 2007. Apparently, I did a little bit of research on the band. It's what they call a super band or super group. They got members from. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name. Well, I'll do my best.
Hang on.
The band name.
I'm going to put you on hold. Hang on. I'm going to put you on hold right there.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a brief sideways drive here because the man has showed up, and I have a big Monday Night Raw introduction planned for him here. So hold that thought. We're gonna come back to you as soon as I get him in here, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, go for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host. He is of course known worldwide as the Metal Coop from 401mania.com and on the Twitter machine. But tonight, he will notoriously be known as Mr. Robert Soulja Boy Cooper. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Soulja Boy.
Hey, it's your Calvary kids, and we gotta do something on the Soulja Boy. By the way, I got me some new pain today. Soulja Boy, I'm gonna know. Watch me crank it, watch me roll. Watch me bring the Soulja Boy, let's do my man, let him know what me. Soulja Boy, I'm gonna know. Watch me crank it, watch me roll. Watch me bring the Soulja Boy, let's do my man, let him know what me.
Talk to me, Soulja Boy. How you doing?
That brought me back to 7th grade. I'm sorry, 10th grade. It was I Set My Friends on Fire as the band. I think that's who they
I've
are.
been playing that for so long. If I couldn't have drawn that out any longer, I would have.
Jesus.
I can't remember what show you talked about that on, but ever since then, I'm just like, I have to introduce him one night as Soulja Boy Robert Cooper and play that song, and then see if he doesn't hang up and quit the show.
Well, I would never do that because that's a very nostalgic cover. Because that was like 10th grade, yeah, where I once had a PE class where the teacher was like, if you could do the dance, I'll give you extra credit. And because I'm white, I could not do the dance. And I did not get extra credit. In fact, I played wall ball every day in that class. And that's that game where you throw the tennis ball at the wall, and then you try to catch it when it bounces back. And if you don't catch it, you got to run to the wall. And then the other people are going to pick the ball and throw it at the wall. And if the ball gets there before you better line up, and they're going to peg you. I was at that wall so much. Like, Jesus Christ, it was like a firing squad of tennis balls. It was like a dog. It was like a golden retriever's heaven.
Let me ask you a question. When you ever play Steal the Bacon when you were in gym class?
What about the bacon?
Steal the bacon, man. The gym teacher puts a bowling pin or a cone or some shit in the middle of the gym, and you and another person like line up on opposite sides, and you got to run and steal the bacon. Steve Austin does a version of this on the Broken Skull Challenge.
I have never heard of Steal the Bacon, but I'm going to answer and say, no, we never did that. Because our game of wall ball was technically not authorized by the teacher, but it was one of those teachers that let us, on the day of the final, he let a kid call his mom to bring in his 360, and we played Halo 3 on the TV in his office. And the best part is I had a game won, and I jumped off the stage. And that was the last kill.
Jesse Starcher, when you were in gym class, did you ever play Steal the Bacon? Maybe it's raining outside, you couldn't go outside and play softball or play soccer or whatever. You got to keep the inside gym class, and so they got to do inside gym class type games. So one of those games might be Steal the Bacon. You know what I'm talking about?
You're all alone here, Mark Radulich. I've never even heard of that in my entire life. You're making shit up now.
I am not making this up. I will wake up every motherfucker's house, including the two babies, and ask them if they're going to steal the bacon. Because somebody has. God damn it.
Bacon gets cooked here, and bacon does get stolen in my house. Trust me. We have plenty of arguments over bacon, but it's not. We certainly aren't making a physical activity out of it.
Oh no! Oh, that sounds like a really sad whorehouse or something. Like we don't have any physical activity over the bacon. Like that's what you pay her in. She's like, I don't even care about the dollar bills. Just give me strips of bacon, make it applewood, and I'll give you something.
Oh man, that's currency. I can see that.
Hey, it's the barter system.
The bacon
you know what's
system.
even funnier? You know what's funny? In my house, I don't care about the bacon because I don't like bacon.
Wow. Not in this house.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I don't like bacon or oranges or coffee.
Not happening. So
I know. I'm a horrible person.
No, everybody's entitled to their own tastes. All right, you're not a vegan, right?
Too fat to be a vegan.
Soulja Boy.
Up in this hoe.
Up in this
Watch
hoe.
me crank and watch me roll. Watch me crank that Soulja Boy and super that hoe. I know that song better than what you'd think.
Oh, that's craziness. Well, I'm glad you're on here for sure. I can tell you right now, the whole time that song was playing, I had a grin ear to ear because I actually I had no idea what I saw the title of the song, but I didn't know what it was going to sound like because I didn't play it. I just grabbed it and uploaded it there a while back. But man, that's some classic stuff there, Mr. Radulich.
Yeah, classic in the scene. It's very much it goes back to Scene Kids many years and generations back. it'll be passed along like an old Native American story. But gather around, kids. Let me tell you about that time we had the Soldier Boy.
And I cranked that.
And he was up in this hoe.
Now, Mark isn't bringing us back. Mark, are you still there? Apparently not.
Are you hosting
Mark,
the show?
No, I'm not.
This is wonderful. This reminds me of that one show where I was like, we started and it was 20 seconds of silence because Mark was like, oh, shit, I got kicked off. Vamp for me. And I didn't get that message until about a minute in. So I was like, Mark, hello?
Where the hell?
Mark?
I don't know if he sent me a message or not here. I am, I could get in here and I guess we'll just kind of kill some time. Mark was talking about, okay, well, let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of Northern Kings?
No.
Okay, that was our first song we played while we were waiting on here. That was my first mystery song, by the way. My 3 songs are mystery songs. Mark doesn't know what they are. I uploaded them with no title. And you guys are supposed to figure out what the theme is, all right? So my first song was We Don't Need Another Hero by Northern Kings, which these guys are apparently like this Finnish super group. And they do a lot of covers of a lot of 80s songs from what I saw. But pretty metal. The groups that they're from are hold on, I just had them here. I'm gonna try and name a couple of them. You tell me if you've ever heard of them. Okay, I ain't even gonna try that one, but I know we've both heard of Nightwish before. Marco Hiatala is the guy from I assume that's a guy from Nightwish.
Marco. That's the guy that does the male vocals.
All right. And then Tony Kakko, Kakko, from Sonata Arctica.
I love that man.
There's a couple other ones here. Lapaloto. No, wait a second. That's the last name. Charon, Sharon and Harmaja. Ever heard of those bands? That's the band.
No.
Okay. And how about Terras Betoni?
No.
No? All right. Well, I definitely recognize. How about Dreamtale?
No.
All right. Well, apparently not as super as we must not be. They must not be as super over here as they are over there for sure. But Nightwish and Sonata Arctica I've heard of.
Of course.
Yeah, but I'll check in with Mark here, make sure everything's okay. I guess I'll see if I can get in here too, and maybe I'll play another song while we're trying to regroup. Tell me about your day, Coop. I mean, it's been, a couple weeks since I heard you on here. So anything exciting been going on in the metal world, in your metal world?
What is it? No, actually, the only exciting thing is I was able to find Heaven and Hell. That was the Dio. That was the Black Sabbath album with Dio, except it wasn't Black Sabbath because it was Black Sabbath with Dio in 2009. So it was The Devil You Know by Heaven and Hell. Great fucking album. Really wonderful. Mark would hate it because it's kind of Black Sabbath. No, actually, we mentioned it last week. He goes, I remember that album, kind of.
I'm back.
So
I'm back. So mysteriously, we lost the Wi-Fi in my house momentarily.
Oh.
Interesting.
We're struggling here, man. Trust me.
Okay. We are 40 minutes into the show. We have played one song, and it's Jesse's. So, sorry, we played 2. I was talking about Steal the Bacon. We interrupted you talking about Northern. Did you guys pick up with the Northern conversation? Because if not, let's get that done with real.
No, right. I covered all that.
All right, then we're moving on. God damn it! All right, this is the official beginning of our Army versus Navy cover show right here, right now. This is Alestorm playing In the Navy.
The world's a threat. burn science technology. Where can you begin to make your dreams all come true? On the land or on the sea? Where can you learn to fly, play in sports or skin dive, study oceanography? Sign up for the big band or sit in the grandstand when you see another tree. Yes, you can sail a seven seas. Yes, you can cook your mind at ease. Come on now, people, make a stand. Can you say we need a hand? Come on, protect the motherland. Come on, enjoy your fellow man. Come on, people, and make a stand.
Because we're playing the Navy by Alestorm.
It's only slightly less than the original.
Yep.
Wow.
What was that?
I love that song. That's great. In the Navy by Alestorm, your pirate meddlers from Scotland.
Oh yeah, I really feel like we need more American military tunes covered by foreign bands.
There's got to be a Marine one out there. Someone had to have covered like whatever the Marine song is.
But, like, honestly, what I think we need is somebody to take the drill sergeant speech from Full Metal Jacket and make that into a song.
All right. Jesse Starcher, you grab Jason Teasley and work on that.
Yeah, sure. I'll be right on that.
I mean, hey, I can do it. Like, I don't know if I told the metal world, but I totally can rap. So there we go. I got something started.
You missed our show. You missed the beginning of the show, Mr. Cooper. But I've updated the calendar with May 13th. The new Hatebreed drops. We'll be reviewing it later in the year. So I hope you're happy about that. I hope you're looking forward to it.
Time to Murder. You know what's sad? You've made me into, like, not a fan of Hatebreed, but somebody who just kind of doesn't mind them and bought a T-shirt of them for $1 one day.
Did you really? You bought a $1 Hatebreed T-shirt?
I think, yeah, I know I told you that before. Yeah, it was like $1 or $2 at a thrift store, and I'm like, fuck it, why not?
All right.
I mean, it's a little holy.
So this is a competition here of sorts. This is Army versus Navy. So we're going to go ahead and hear Robert Cooper's representational cover of the Army. And Jesse, I want you to be a fair judge. I want you to call it right down the middle. Tell us which one's the better cover, okay? So here we go. This one is Sabaton covering In the Army. Jesse Starcher, I'm dying to hear your opinion. We've made it official. You're in the Army now versus in the Navy. What are your thoughts, sir?
All right. Partial. I'm both of these bands. I like both of these bands. And as a matter of fact, I have liked the I fucking love Sabaton Facebook page. If you guys do not like that web page, or excuse me, that Facebook page, or if you have not liked it, you ought to give it a shot, because you get great pictures of the lead singer in tanks at least once a day. Some type of a tank joke or tank meme is at least showing up once a day. I love Sabaton. You guys covered them on here. I think it was last year or maybe the year before, and opened my eyes to them. But that song, I listened to it earlier tonight. It didn't grab me as much and as well as Alestorm's In the Navy did. And it might very well be because I enjoy the upbeat songs, and I mean, how much more upbeat you going to get than the Village People? So you always get a little too upbeat. But Alestorm, you guys know what Alestorm brings to the table. It's humor. It's a catchy tune almost every single time. So I have to give the nod to Alestorm here, just because I really wasn't impressed with although it's heavy as shit. That cover's heavy as shit. I just wasn't impressed. It didn't make me smile.
Oh, Mr. Robert Cooper, he's saying it's not quite heavy enough. It's heavy as shit, but it didn't do it for him. What do you think about that?
Well, of course it didn't fucking make you smile. I don't ever remember
it's a pretty
that
sad
song.
tune. It's sad.
I don't remember that song being so depressing.
It is, dude.
Because I don't think I've ever listened to the original version for more than 13 seconds or something. But I've listened to that version of it probably a good 20 times. So, so I have to admit, I'm kind of partial to that. But yeah, I've never heard the original in the Army now. I thought it was just a nice, peppy, pro-Army tune. But no, it turns out it's just kind of like, oh yeah, surprise. It's not as nice as they made it sound.
No, it's
actually,
not.
You're kind of fucked.
All right, so there are two themes going on here. So we obviously did the Army-Navy thing, but there's a secondary theme. It was almost accidental the way that it happened. So I picked pop songs being covered for the most part by metal bands, and the metal bands on here range from like screamo and sort of.
I hate that term.
All right, well, what would you call "Woe Is Me" other than crap?
What would I call them? I would say that they're more of sort of a deathcore thing. They don't quite have the blast beats for it, so perhaps they're more of just a almost more like a heavier version of pop punk, because really they're just kind of garbage. But I hate screamo because it's just a very dismissive sort of classification that snobby girls in middle school say, with their nose turned up and their thumbs up their ass.
That's what they say about me, that Mark Radulich, a 40-year-old hairy white guy, is actually an uppity middle school girl.
Baby metal, folks, really coming up here in a few weeks.
I really feel like we all have that girl somewhere in us. I mean, I know I saw Inside Out.
All right, so just to finish what I was saying, I've got deathcore, everything from deathcore to stoner metal to some of the more mainstream popular metal bands, where and they're covering pop songs or traditional pop songs for the most part. Even if it was a rock and roll song, it was still from a pop rock band. Where you went for like metal covering metal. You went straight to the obscure. And I want to go ahead and play two more tracks here from both of us. We'll go head to head, round after round, and then we'll do some Jesse Starcher interludes after this. But I'm gonna go ahead and play my track, and then you go tell me what you want to go up against it. So we're gonna start off a little easy, a little smooth, with some stoner rock from The Sword, playing ZZ Top's Cheap Sunglasses.
When you wake up in the morning and the light is through your head, the first sunglasses. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Found a little thing and I followed her all night. In a funky fine Levi's and her sweater's kinda tight. She had a West Coast strut that was sweet as molasses. But what really knocked me out was her cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Cheap sunglasses, baby. So, a couple years back, I took my friend Paul, who, now I met Paul in a jiu-jitsu class, and we were sort of the oddballs of the group. There was sort of an inner circle that the coach was working with because he was training these guys to be professional MMA fighters, and then there was sort of like the rest of us that were just there to learn, and we weren't going to be, we were there for exercise, we were there for fun, and we weren't going to be professional MMA fighters, so we kind of formed our own little group, and he and I bonded pretty quickly. We both had a very similar sense of humor. This is actually before Lily was born, so it was a long time ago. And
back when freedom was something that was in reality.
Yeah, back when it didn't take a 6-month plan for me to go to the movies.
You need a 5-year plan. You're practically like Joseph Stalin.
So anyway, he, his thing is jiu-jitsu and combat sports and hunting, and he's that kind of a guy. He's not a music guy. Music is not really his thing, but I was trying to get him hip to some things that I like, and so I took him, and his wife is actually big into music, and so we went on a double date to go see Clutch, and opening for Clutch was The Sword, and we first
Wonderful
get there,
stuff.
he's just kind of, it's too crowded for him. There's too many people bumping into him. He's ready to just fight somebody, and then they played Cheap Sunglasses. And the whole place was grooving. The place was rocking. And he was like, oh, I can dig it. I'm familiar with this song. I can dig it now. And he was cool the rest of the night from the magic of The Sword playing Cheap Sunglasses, if you know what I mean. So that song will always have a special meaning for me because it reminds me of my buddy Paul not wanting to knife everybody around him at the Clutch show at the House of Blues in Orlando. But what'd you think of that, guys? Cheap Sunglasses by The Sword.
That was really fun.
It really was, right? That's just that's as cool as the other side of the pillow, as J.R. would say. Jesse Starcher, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say this is off of that album. I think it was 2 albums ago. I have for the life of me, Apocryphon. One of my favorite stoner rock albums ever. I listened to The Sword. Of course, I was introduced to The Sword by Guitar Hero when they had, is it Freya? Is that the name of the song?
Yes. Yep.
And I immediately was like, oh, I got to find some more of these guys just to hear what they sounded like. Immediately fell in love, and when Apocryphon was released, I was floored. There was so many great songs on that particular album, and of course they had a few of the. I think Cheap Sunglasses was on that particular album, along with a few live cuts that they did. And I was a fan immediately. And as for ZZ Top, I don't talk about my dad very much in regards to musical taste on, whenever I'm talking to you guys very often. But, my dad, he's a classical rocker, Led Zeppelin, Foghat, bands like that. And the first time I ever tried to buy my dad something that was worth a crap for like his birthday or Christmas or something, I think it was for his birthday, I bought him a ZZ Top Greatest Hits CD, and to this day he still has it. So I'm pretty proud of that. He's a big ZZ Top fan also.
I think this is the second time I've done a ZZ Top cover. I want to say I did Mastodon's Just Got Paid the very first time we did this. I cut you off, Mr. Cooper. Go ahead and have the last word and then tell me what you want me to play.
I was going to say that This song is cooler than Billy D. Williams, so that's kind of pushing. I remember when looking at your list of songs, I listened to some of them, and when I listened to this, I was just bobbing my head. I'm like, that's a cool fucking cover. It really was. It's one of those covers that's like, is it a metal band? Yeah, but you could throw this on for anybody that's just a classic rock fan, and they're gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, that's a crowd pleaser.
It's a good gateway cover.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got to pick one now from your list of covers here to go up against the Sword's cheap sunglasses. That's no easy task. What you got for me?
See, I don't remember all the covers I have on the list, but the one that I think I'm going to throw out, because I know I have one, I'm going to go ahead and throw out the Speed Wolf song. Let's see. Didn't they cover Witching Hour by Venom, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
Isn't that the one I have on the list? Yes. Then we'll go ahead and throw that on up there. It's off of, if I'm not mistaken, it is off their Bark at the Poon EP.
You still there, Mark? Mark is not there.
Oh,
well, let me
no. The Poon. It ran him off.
Let me just tell you something real quick, because
the man can't handle Poon.
Apparently, Blog Talk cannot handle Poon. What's funny is, when I logged in tonight, my Skype name was Don't Drop Me Blog Talk. So Blog Talk is keeping me on here. Apparently, it doesn't give a shit about Mark because it just continues to drop him off there. But anyway, I'm sitting there in the kitchen today, okay, and I've a few weeks back, it's about 2 or 3 weeks back, went and got a TV for the kitchen, okay. I don't know if
you white person. You
suburban
white girl.
I am moving on up. You know, I've got a TV in the damn kitchen now.
Side. Now he's got a TV while he cooks.
That's
so
right.
He can watch it. He can watch it. During dinner, he can watch it. He's a suburb white guy.
Oh, damn, Coop. You've got a few of those good little rockin' tunes on the Metal Hammer of Doom. Oh, man, awesome stuff. But
I can come up with a song easy.
Oh, right off the top of your freaking head. Jeez.
That was all off the top of my head, yeah.
Dude. Okay, so anyway, I'm in the kitchen, and I'm listening to these songs before we get on here on the cast tonight, and this is a song, when it gets played here, I've never heard this song before. I've never heard the original, I've never heard and I've never heard the cover, obviously. But I'm sitting there in the kitchen, the kids are hanging out at the table, and I look up and I see the picture of the album, and then I see the title of the album, and I just start laughing. And I'm like, what the? Oh my gosh, Bark at the Poon.
Bark at the Poon.
Pretty clever.
I was like, how has nobody else thought of this before?
Oh shoot!
It's funny. I had wanted to choose that, and then in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten to this a kind of a black speed metal band called Midnight. They kind of remind me of Venom, which is honestly they're almost like a fucking tribute act to Venom. You know, they've got that sort of Motorhead-like speed, but they have the. There was actually a Venom cover on that Midnight album, and I was like, I wish I could switch one of these songs out for this, but we've already got the list.
Oh, hey! We'll just start playing songs.
All right. Once again, for some odd reason, we're having problems with the Wi-Fi in the house tonight. So once again, Speed Wolf, Witching Hour.
Right? Like, I was listening to that at work. Yeah, Speedwolf are actually a band that I had heard back in my Monday Night Metal days, because before I got a job, every Monday night there was a radio show from Illinois that I'd listen to, hosted by Metal Chris. Cool guy. And it's one of the bands that he played one day, and I'm like, oh, Speedwolf, they're pretty cool. And then I ran into their album Ride with Death at a used bookstore around here, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm buying this. And it became an obsession for me like a week. Like, all of their songs are just pure, like, speed metal. Just
it's adrenaline.
It just makes you drive really fast.
It really that reminded me of the song Whiplash, actually, by Metallica, as sung by Motorhead.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like what I was talking about when you came in. The band Midnight is they're very much like a Venom tribute act, because they have that Motorhead speed, but they have more of kind of that blackened vocal. And the irony of that is that this was a Venom song. And the interesting thing about when you mentioned Metallica is that Metallica, I think they aped a lot of that sort of feeling from early Venom, a lot of that proto-black new wave of British heavy metal. They kind of take from both of those liberally. Because you can see there's a lot of Venom influence in that first album.
All right, this is a tough round, Mr. Jesse Starcher. Gave the first round to me. Second round here, we've got Cheap Sunglasses going up against Wishing Hour, and I don't want to be in your shoes, and I'm not going to be. I'll be happy with whatever it is you pick, because honestly, it could go either way.
Folks, this is the Metal Hammer of Doom. You listen to Cheap Sunglasses. You listen to Speedwolf give their rendition. What was the name of that song again?
Witching Hour.
It's easy. It's the Metal Hammer of Doom. You go with what sounds more metal in this particular case. We're going to have to go with Speedwolf.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, that was
all right.
I feel like I want to thank the Academy.
No. Show's not over yet. I'm keeping tally.
Okay, so we're at 1-1.
That's right. All right, so we're gonna go. Let's go with a musical interlude here, a Jesse Starcher interlude. This is his mystery track. Now, Robert Cooper, do you know what's happening here? Do you understand the game and how you play it?
I don't really know what we're doing with the mystery track. Are we trying to guess the band, the song, or the type of pasta that he ate for lunch? I don't know.
Break it down for him.
All right. If you can guess the band, great. If you can guess the song, great. The main thing is to look for the underlying theme between all three songs. We Don't Need Another Hero, I talked about with Northern Kings. Are you familiar with that song?
We don't need another hero. Yep.
Yes or no is fine. But no, that's exactly what we're looking at, okay? So you're trying to find a theme between all three songs, and if you can guess the name of the band and the name of the song, great. You're doing awesome.
I bet this next one's going to be I Need a Hero. I would bet money that you chose the death metal version of I Need a Hero.
Okay.
I think what he did was a cover of that song off the Spider-Man 1 album, Hero, starring Chad Kroeger of Nickelback.
Fucking Nickelback? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
The Canadian metal of doom.
That a hero could save us.
All right, let's see if I'm right. Let's see. All right, let's see. Did he go with I Need a Hero? Oh, God. What the hell was the name of it? Like Grind something or other. But it's one of the covers on my list. Not that I'm playing tonight, but I mean like one of my covers playlists on Spotify. I think it's that. Cooper's thinking Nickelback because apparently he's trying to throw this competition. Let's see what we got here. Track 2 from Jesse.
The
Okay, I knew what that was the minute it started. I love that cover. I think it's like Dragonwind or it's Dragon something.
Yeah, Dragonland.
Dragonland, right. There's nothing else out there by that band. So that's like the one thing they're known for. Back in the LimeWire Napster days, that cover went everywhere, and it got mislabeled by everybody. But it's Dragonland, covering Never Ending Story, and I have the foggiest fucking clue what your theme here is.
All right, Coop, you got any idea what the theme is?
Right. Is the theme things people masturbate to while wearing frilly shirts and watching men's ice skating? Because that's what that song felt like to me. I was listening to this, I'm like, I was like, God, this is so flowery.
All right. Now, first off, have you heard the original?
No, I've never seen the.
You've never heard the original. Okay. All right. So Coop's probably lost on the theme then here, I would assume. Okay. Well, I don't want to give too many clues about it, but Dragonland. Have you ever heard of Dragonland before, Coop?
That's their only song, apparently. So no.
They've got albums. They've got freaking 5 albums here, but of course, this is the first time I ever heard of them too. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, you should better listen to them." No, this is a cover that I found going through and trying to stick with my theme. I felt it was metal, so that's about really all I could do to tout it. We'll talk a little bit more about it maybe once we get to the reveal after my third track, but there you go. And Mark, are you still there? Am I still here? Can you hear me, Coop?
You're good.
Okay.
Is Mark gone again?
Mark's gone.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie The Never Ending Story?
No, I never have.
Okay.
I just know the fucking horse dies, and in the book the horse talks, which makes it even worse.
That was the title track from that movie. Soundtrack there, obviously, but a great fantasy movie. You talk about frilly shirts. I guess really there might be a couple frilly shirts in that movie. I can't. It's been a while since I watched it, but
I mean, just like the way it came. It's because the vocals are so bright and everything was so mystical and magical. I'm like, Jesus H. Christ, this is like every stereotype of like cheesy power metal. Like that had more cheese than a Wisconsin man's butt crack.
Wisconsin butt cheese. There's no other.
Because that didn't go for Fromunda cheese.
Fromunda cheese. Oh man. Gosh.
I'm just so fucking tickled with myself over that one. I was able to dig that one up from the fucking recesses of 5th grade joke.
Dude, you being a teacher or going into the teaching profession, you're going to be so hip with all the like the jokey culture and stuff like that that's out there. You're going to be on top of all that stuff, I would imagine. Of course, what grades are you teaching?
Right now I'm doing third.
Third. Well, okay. Well, I mean, if you can entertain some people with some third grade jokes, more power to you. I mean, that would be well, you know how dad humor works here in the Starcher household. So.
Oh yeah. I love humor. Dad humor is my lifeblood. My favorite one is I'm bored. Hi, bored. I'm dad.
Bang! Got him. Got him.
Got him. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. In that 3rd grade classroom, like apparently I've come to find among kids, catching something well is Odelling it.
Odelling, okay.
Like Odell, like Odelling, like Odell Beckham. So like some kid tried to block. He goes, "Oh, you couldn't Odell it," and I'm like, "Correction, son. If he is trying to defend the pass, I must say he is Shermaning."
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
Coop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buddy, I don't even know what to say anymore. I just don't. I don't even know what to say.
I have to do my due diligence. I mean, if they can't be saying offensive players for defensive actions. It's just
that's right.
It's uncalled for. It's offensive.
Oh, good one.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Somewhere Jason Teasley's laughing.
Somewhere Jason Teasley's laughing. That is
or
for sure.
Sleep.
One or the other. Did you have a chance to watch the Civil War trailer that dropped today?
I'm back.
Hey, Coop, Coop, Mark Radulich has returned.
I heard he. I don't know if it's because some old person must have pulled the cord out from his town's Wi-Fi. Like maybe his hover elm got caught in it, or
I don't know.
perhaps somebody
regularly stormed the nearest Verizon and just started punching people.
Maybe somebody got high on bath salts and decided to try and chew a wire.
All right, so people understand what's happening here. So about every 15 minutes since the show started the Wi-Fi in my house completely drops out. And the router is dead, and then it resets, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the whole thing to reset, which takes a few minutes. And as soon as it does, the Wi-Fi pops back up, and I can call in. And in about 15 minutes, it'll drop again, and we'll just keep repeating this until I either slit my wrists or the show ends, whichever comes first. In the meantime...
Never-ending story.
All right. Are we done talking about that? Can we move on to the next round here before I lose my Wi-Fi? Fantastic. So I discovered this one completely by accident when I was, over the last year or so, I've been looking for, now I'm afraid to talk. I'm just quick play music. But over the last year, I've been trying to, amass a bunch of covers that I wanted to do for this show. And I went on YouTube and I started looking at different playlists that people have put together of metal bands covering pop songs. And I saw this video for Sonata Arctica's "I Can't Dance," and I hadn't laughed that hard in a long time. It's so funny to me. It's basically Sonata Arctica, which is semi-serious progressive metal band. And it's, and the video is basically, it reminded me of Blink-182's, I think it's All the Small Things, where they were given all this money to go out and shoot a video, and they basically spent it on candy, and essentially it's just rough footage of them doing goofy shit or their friends doing stuff or whatever. And they just spent money on nonsense.
Have you ever seen the video for Wires by Red Fang?
No.
What they get their $5,000 check. They buy an old beat up car, install a freaking battering ram grill, and then go buy shit tons of stuff at the convenience store and run the car through it. Fucking China set, watermelons, milk jugs, and then the final thing it's just random bullshit, and that's all they do is just run shit through it the entire time. I love you people. That's exactly what that reminds me of. It's just oh, well, hey, we got our money here. What are we gonna do? Fuck it, just spend it on stuff we can run things through.
There you go,
Mark.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do, Coop. I'm going to. I've got to log in as the host in order to play it. I'm in here as a guest, so I'm gonna get in here as the host real quick. Let me see if I can do this just by doing this, and bear with me as we vamp. I'm gonna see if I can just kind of get in here as the host.
See, we'll do that. And how about Mark just call in like I am?
I think that's what we'll do.
Yeah. This is ain't nobody got time for that. It's I'm kind of. I mean, just because we can't, because we have like how many songs to get through? 15.
Yeah, a lot, dude.
16, 17 technically, if you add his surprise track and then our outro.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. I'm getting in here, possibly.
Yeah. Giggity.
The studio. Okay, so he's got Sonata Arctica coming up. Do you have an idea of what you want to bring up as the competing track?
I think I'm going to compete with him with Iron Savior's cover of, I think it's Joni Mitchell's This Fight Tonight.
I will tell you right now, again, that is another track and another cover I've never heard. But when I played it tonight, holy shit. So I can't wait to play it on here. All right, give me a second here. I want to go, and we're going to do... Are you in? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to do the rest of this from my cell phone. I'm going to and one of you guys is going to have to run the board because I'm in on the board right now. I just went in. So
we just had this conversation, actually.
Sorry, I'm a little late to the party. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi tonight, but I'm either I got to do the rest of this on my cell phone and you run the board, or we're going to stop the show. So I guess you.
We got it. I got it. I got it under control.
All right, then. Go ahead and play I Can't Dance.
Here we go.
Can you dance? Can you dance? Dance for me, dance for me, boy. Dance, boy.
I think that song is hilarious, and it's made funny. It's made even funnier by the video.
You know what's really funny? This still reminds me of that time at work where I was unloading the truck for the illegals, filling Selma with the illegals and that. But Phil Collins comes on, and I look at my manager Matt, and I'm like, Matt, I could use more Phil Collins. We should play even more Phil Collins. And he just turns around and just doesn't know what to say. He's like, what? Because, me, giant metalhead, who anytime I got control of something, I'd play like, let's see, there's one day I was just blasting Crowbar. And it was like, and somebody walked by, oh God, is this what happens when Randy leaves?
I have a friend of mine that when I moved out to California, he went with me and he moved to San Diego, and that's become his nickname for me. I've always been a bald. I've been a bald heavy guy now since at least my mid-20s, and if you've ever seen the guys in Crowbar, they all look like the one-man gang.
Like they look like that, and then you have Fear Factory, where the only guy that doesn't look like he's pushing 3.5 bills is the singer. So I call him Fat Factory.
Fat Factory.
All right. Mr. Cooper, let's move this show on. We have 44 minutes left, and golly knows what else could go wrong tonight. So, but we're having fun. That's the most important thing. So go ahead and tell our producer here, who's running the board, thank God, what you want to go up against. Sonata Arctica's I Can't Dance.
Well, I already told him, because it's funny, I can remember about 3 of the covers I picked, so after, we get past the other 2, I'm going to be like, it's okay, what do I have left? But, so actually, while you were gone, I told him what I was going to put. I was going to put the Iron Savior cover of, I think it's Joni Mitchell who does the song, This Fight Tonight.
All right, here we go.
down there, that's where you land. Saw us falling, saw us burning, high above the last thing of sand. It wasn't the one that you gave to me that night down south between the trailer. Not the only one that you wish upon, not the northern one that guides the sailor. You got the touch so gentle and sweet, but you've got that look so critical. Can't talk to you, babe, you know I get so weak. Sometimes some things that love is just musical. Up there's a heaven, down there's a town. Blackness everywhere, a little light shines. Blackness, blackness, dragging me down. Come on, light a candle in this heart of mine. So bright, you got the love that I like. Turn this crazy mind around.
He's like, okay, he's like, stupid motherfuckers. And he picks up the trash can and throws it down the sidewalk. And he's like, goddamn motherfuckers don't have a fucking cigarette.
Coop's multitasking tonight.
Sorry, I'm actually at my buddy's house, and I was telling this story of the time I came out of the Big Lots, and there's this homeless guy, like long, scraggly beard and hair, he's looking in the trash can for a cigarette, and he's just like, goddamn motherfuckers don't have a cigarette. And he picked the trash can up and threw it down the sidewalk.
Man, he must have needed a cigarette bad.
Oh, he obviously needs a mental health professional named Mark Radulich in his life.
All right, Jesse, give it to us. Who won that round?
That's easy. That's definitely Iron Savior. Iron Savior. I was telling Coop before we played the track when he told me which one we were going to do. Most of his stuff that he picked, I had never heard before. I never heard the original, never heard the cover. And this one, when it came on, when I was listening to it earlier tonight, I was like, "Damn, this is a really good song." I want to find the original, hear what it sounds like. But I got to give the nod to Iron Savior here. So Coop's up 2-1.
Boo! All right. All right, let's go on to the next round here. Now, we talked about this earlier in the night. You know, Coop called it hot garbage. I have more of an acceptance of the old pop punk, the old punk goes pop type bands, type songs. And I like stuff that's upbeat. I like stuff that's got a fast beat to it. And I actually like the lyrics of this song. I can truly appreciate any song where I enjoy it. We talked about this actually on the Country Washboard of Jubilation. That you know, if I enjoy like the lyric content of a song, but it's got something heavy or fast backing it up. It'll be one of those ones that I'll play over and over and over again. And I really look. I'm not gonna say I'm a Katy Perry fan, though she does have a nice rap on her.
I shuddered.
But I have to say, "Hot and Cold" by Katy Perry is not lyrically a bad song. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. And this cover by Woe Is Me, I'm sorry, it's just not the worst thing I've ever heard. And so, go ahead, DJ.
All right, here we go. Hot and Cold by Woe Is Me.
You're hot and
who isn't up and down, hot and cold, in and out? That sounds like every relationship I've ever been in before I got married. And even then.
Let me just go ahead and tell you right now, you have the distinction of being this has the distinction of being the one song on the playlist that got my daughter's attention.
I think I win peace just on that. What did young Miss Starcher think of it?
Oh, I quickly. Well, it was funny because I watched her reaction. I'm back there doing the dishes, and I look over and I see her kind of look up at the screen because the video that that was on the playlist had the lyrics, and she had her headphones in, but immediately she couldn't hear the song, but she read the lyrics and knew what was going on. Takes her headphones out, and it's obviously not what she expected. She's probably sitting there thinking, why the hell is Dad listening to this? And then, of course, when she looked, after the song was over with, she just looked back at me, and her many, many times she said this to me, you listen to some weird stuff, Dad.
Just I said, looking at you with tears in her eyes, Daddy, what happened to Katy Perry?
I just told her, I said, you blame Mark Radulich, because that's why I'm listening to this tonight.
We have guests this weekend. We have my wife's best friend and her husband in from Utah. They're graduating from grad school, one with a doctorate and one with a master's. And as I told them last night, and will continue to tell people, just tell your daughter Mark Radulich is growing his brand. Okay, that's all she needs to know. They're growing the brand.
All right.
Go ahead, Coop.
My best buddy Nick is currently in the other room, still cackling his ass off about the mentally ill man wanting a cigarette. He is howling. He is fucking howling. Anyways, I actually remembered one of the other covers I have. So now I have two of them that I definitely know what they are. I think really to wash this bullshit out of our mouths, we're gonna need some old school going even older. So how about we play Overkill's cover of Motorhead's song Overkill? Huh?
Nice. All right, here we go.
As an aside, still don't have the Wi-Fi back.
Jeez, fucking Verizon.
Yeah, Verizon has failed tonight. Hashtag Verizon fail. All right. All right, we have 35 minutes left, and we no longer have an hour of fucking overs on Blog Talk Radio, so we need to speed this up, folks. Jesse Starcher, give it to me. Who won that round? Come on.
That's fucking easy. There's no way. First off, okay, if you want to cover somebody's song, don't fucking put the singer in the cover that you're doing. They fucking put Katy Perry in that song. And
that's one of the guys in the band.
No, you're kidding me.
Haven't we already been over this? That
right.
band boys sound like girls.
If that's the case, okay.
Yeah, we had literally 30 minutes of Mark going, no, that's a woman. And then me even finding concert footage. Nope, that's a woman.
It sounds, well, I can tell you right now, it had me fooled because I thought it was Katy Perry. But I'm sorry, it's still a Katy Perry song, okay? Coop gets the nod here. That's just the way it works.
All right. All right, let's just go into the next round here. I hate to rush, but unfortunately with all the problems we've had tonight, if we don't start to speed this up, we're going to run out of time, and we have a couple of more songs yet left to play, and I don't want to cut something. So let's just I don't have a big introduction to this next one. I just really like it. You know, it's just straightforward rock and roll. I love the guy's voice. First time I actually heard this band, it was that's their fighting song. And I honestly did not. I remember thinking it was a different band, and I'm like, who the hell are Volbeat? So go ahead and cue it up for me. This is "I Only Want to Be With You" by the inimitable Volbeat.
That's some stiff competition there, Coop, because I'm a big Volbeat fan. I'm a very big Volbeat fan.
What you got, boy? What you got?
Yeah. Coop, now let's see. I'll just tell you right now, there's one song that you have left that may possibly contend with what we just heard of. You want me to give you a list of what you got left?
No.
Okay, I know.
I
know I have Asphyx and Cannibal Corpse. What's the third one?
The third one would be the
Morgan Le Fay.
There you go.
What was it?
Morgan Le Fay, Lord of the Rings.
I think we should go with that one. We'll go with Morgan Le Fay. I think it was Morgana Le Fay, actually, it's the band. Their cover of Blind Guardian's The Lord of the Rings. It's definitely different.
Cool, man. That's the one, too. That's the one because it's a Blind Guardian cover. It's a song that I've never heard before, but when I put that playlist together and started listening to it tonight, this was one of those songs that just absolutely kicked ass. However, I said it could potentially compete with Volbeat. It did a good job competing, but I'm going to give the nod to Volbeat here, folks.
Woo! It was an upward battle. I knew I was kind of doomed.
That's a hell of a song, though. Again, like I said, I've never heard it before. I thought it was a tremendous cover. I've never heard the original. Now, of course, you guys know after you guys put Blind Guardian on, a year or so ago, I listened to them over and over, and they were one of the top bands in my Spotify of 2015 whenever they did that. And I've listened to a few earlier albums. I'm going to have to find that one. Any idea what album that's off of?
That's actually on
somewhere in time, right?
I believe so. Not like I have the internet to check. I want to say it's something Tolkien related, but if you haven't listened to it yet, never mind Somewhere in Time. Go listen to A Night at the Opera.
No, never mind that. Go listen to Nightfall in Middle Earth.
That might be the one, though. That might be the one that's got Lord of the Rings on it.
No,
I think that is a good one. It's not?
No, it doesn't have it. I want to say I think it's Somewhere in Time, because that's the one that has Traveler in Time on it, and I love that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Blind Guardian albums is A Night at the Opera. It's fucking amazing.
I mean, they don't have a bad album, that's for sure.
That's true.
Yeah, mine's Nightfall in Middle Earth. It makes the Silmarillion actually bearable.
All right. So after a stream of top songs by Genesis and Katy Perry and the Village People, we need to have a bro down at the hoedown. All right, or a hoedown with the bro down. We need to. we need to get in the gym. Do you even lift, bro? Okay, that's where we are right now. So go ahead, DJ, cue it up for me. This is Five Finger Death Punch, broing out LL Cool J's Mama Said Bro You Out. Death Punching Tech 9, whoever the fuck he is.
I didn't know we were redoing the Limp Bizkit podcast.
We got a lot of listeners on that one. You don't make fun.
Wow.
People Limp Bizkit, baby.
Limping with the biscuit.
That's right.
Yeah, mastering the biscuit.
All right, Scoop, what you got, baby? What you got?
I think I'm going to have to throw in my favorite cover that I have on this list. I think it's the contender. I think it might beat it. All right, here we go. I'm going to throw in Cannibal Corpse's cover of Metallica's No Remorse off of Kill 'Em All.
That's some heavy shit right there.
Cannibal Corpse
that
brings the heavy. There's no question about that.
I kind of felt like I had to counteract the rap metal.
5-finger death punch is just fine. Don't you stop that, you.
Both great songs. I enjoyed. Man, in my 1992 youth, Mama Said Knock You Out was probably played at least, I don't know if it was out at that point, which I think it was. Was it 92 or 93 that song came out? But trust me, overplayed in my house. My parents, I'm sure, were sick of it. As for No Remorse, Metallica, oh man, this is Metallica's heyday. You know what I'm saying? What a great song, and Cannibal Corpse covering it is, they do it justice. They do it justice. So, folks, it's nearing the end of the night here. We've only got, I think, a couple more songs left, and if I were you, I would not call it a comeback, bruh. I want to give the nod to 5-Finger Death Punch in this one. So it's 3-3 right now.
And don't
tie
forget
game.
Tech 9. Don't forget Tech 9.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and forget Tech 9 at this point, if that's okay.
Aw, poor Tech 9 getting dissed on the Metal Hammer of Doom. All right, Jesse. Go ahead.
I was going to say, 5-Finger Death Punch, they did a great job covering that song. It's not the easiest thing to turn a rap song into metal. I don't think. Maybe it is. Coop, I'm sure you could probably you could probably do a great cover of Mama Said Knock You Out, couldn't you?
I could probably do a better one than that, yeah.
Sorry. First time I heard that on whatever the last album was, I'm just like, this is awesome. This went in the immediate save file. There probably not a week that has gone by that I haven't listened to that at least once while I'm driving in the car. All right, let's have our final musical interlude by one Jesse Starcher, doing a hell of a job tonight refereeing these bouts. Give us your final song here. Let's figure, we've already got We Don't Need the Hero, Thunderdome, formerly by Tina Turner, covered by Northern Kings. Then we heard Dragonland, covering The Never-Ending Story by another 80s band whose name I cannot recall. So give it to us, Jesse Starcher. What's the mystery track number 3?
Track number 3 coming up. Let's see if you guys can figure out which band, which might be a tough one.
Is it Tech 9?
It's not. Holy shit, you figured it out. I didn't even hit play. All right, here we go. Take a listen.
But I know I've heard that before. It's an amazing cover. That's, of course, Burning Heart from Rocky IV. And your theme is greatest movies of the 80s and 90s.
That's right. Actually, I think they're all 80s movies. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I wasn't sure when Thunderdome came out. I wasn't sure if that was like 1990 or not.
I'm pretty sure that was late 80s, I think. Now, don't hold me to that, but you are correct, sir. That is the theme. Any idea? You say you have no idea about the band there that just played that song right there?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. I don't know, but I know I've heard that. I'm pretty sure I had that cover at some point on the list somewhere.
Yeah. Coop, you want to give it a shot? Any idea who that was?
Somebody I'll probably never listen to.
Oh, ouch. He's mad. He's mad. He's still mad about Five Finger Death Punch beating Cannibal Corpse. I honestly think that's the case.
I'm a little grumpy.
Don't be a sore loser, soldier boy.
Hey, he ain't lost yet. Let's just put it that way. It's a tie game. That is a band by the name of Eshtadur, okay? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But the only reason I picked that was because the lead singer is the guy from Soil Work, Bjorn Strid. I could be saying his name wrong. But lead singer of Soil Work, and the guitarist, one of the guitars is done by Per Nilsson, which is one of my I think right now is my favorite metal band of all time, which is Scar Symmetry. He plays guitars in Scar Symmetry. So there you go. I thank you guys for humoring me and let me play a game with you guys there.
No, it was fun. All right, let's go into this is our last round. Thank God. Not that I'm not having fun here, but my Wi-Fi troubles trouble me. So I just kind of, glad we were able to get through this show, screwed up as it was. And I thank you both, and I don't need any reactions to this. I just want to say I thank you both for not throwing tantrums about the technical issues. That said, let's go into the third round here. Our final round. Let's take it home. This is going to be. I can already tell you what it is, because I know what Rob's last track is. This is going to be Ed Guy from Germany covering Falco. I also believe it's from Germany. Rock Me Amadeus versus Robert Cooper's As Abdisme Veldif covering Asphyx, or the other way around?
Yeah, the other way. It's the other way around. It's Asphyx covering Celtic Frost.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so here we go. Why don't you crank up that Rock Me Amadeus, and then we'll get right into the abysmal Celtic Frost thing.
All right, here we go. Head guy.
Yeah, man. Come on, right. You know that's a bitch can cover right there.
Amadeus. Oh my goodness. All right. Here we go. We're getting into Coop's track. Coop, give it an introduction again. What was the name of it again?
I don't remember the name. I just know it's Latin. It's actually a cover from it's Oz Abysme something. It was actually Asphyx covered it for, I think it was a bonus track off the Death Hammer album, but it was originally off of Celtic Frost's 2005 album Monotheist. I'm a little worried because it's not quite the crowd pleaser that Falco is, but
all right. Well, let's rock and roll.
Sword.
Here we go. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you my objective. Sure. My criteria that I'm basing this off of. All right. It is the Metal Hammer of Doom, folks.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is the Metal Hammer of Doom. All right. That's number one. Number two, I spent Thanksgiving on this here podcast talking an album by a band I'd never heard of with one man by the name of Robert Cooper. We spoke about Celtic Frost ad nauseum.
Oh, why don't you marry him?
On Thanksgiving night. And two, the spoils. It is all Robert Cooper. Congratulations, sir. You, I give you a hats off.
I got really worried there because that is not the song. I was like, oh no, the song is not the crowd pleaser. Because in my head, I was thinking, I was like, oh, what could I have picked? Oh, well, there is that cover of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme by. By the way, there is a cover of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme. I think Bonded by Blood did that. But
damn, I gotta find that.
Next time. Yeah, and then I remember Amon Amarth once covered Aerials by System of a Down, and that was interesting. But yes, I would like to thank the Academy. I would like to thank that bear for fucking me. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm a wrong guy.
That was fun, boys. That was a lot of fun.
It was pretty cool. Though. It was pretty cool. It was some stiff competition.
Well, thank you. I wasn't sure how the show was going to go. I know the last two shows, we just played songs and told funny stories. But this was fun to kind of do a little bit of a competition here. Jesse, I thought, it was fun to have your songs in there to break it up. I apologize to the listeners for the early technical difficulties. I still don't have Wi-Fi, so...
Dude, let me just tell you, if you get a chance, go back and listen to the episode, listen to us vamp, but specifically listen to Coop sing what was the song you were singing? Were you singing the Never-Ending Story about my TV in my kitchen? Was that how it was going down? I can't remember.
No. I was singing the Jeffersons theme.
That's right. We were moving on up. And it was awesome.
He's got a TV, and his kitchen's got a TV, so we can watch it while he does the dishes. And his daughter he can look up, say, what the fuck, Dad, you are one old weird white guy.
We only have a few minutes left. I want to get my plugs in really quick. I want to say, well, first of all, thank you to my co-host and competitor, Soulja Boy, Robert Cooper. Like, one goal in life now is to make sure you're associated with that song now and forever. And of course, Jesse for jumping into the fire there and taking over the board so that we could have a show while I try to figure out what the hell's wrong with my Wi-Fi. In any case, real quick, Jesse and I will be together again, and there's no use remembering when, together again, on Monday, March 14th. We'll be joined by superfan Andrew Graham. We'll be discussing Superman Earth 1. This is all leading up to Batman vs. Superman, so we're a little DC heavy this month.
21st, not the 14th, 21st.
Oh, it's the 21st? I thought it was the 14th.
I'm pretty certain we established the 21st. We'll double check and make sure, folks, but I think it was the 21st. I hope. We'll go back and look at our instant message record to make sure. Now I'm worried.
Talk to Andrew.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he said the 21st he was not available. But, yeah, go back and look. Maybe I got that screwed up, in which case.
We'll get it figured out.
Either
way, me and Mark are going to be talking some Superman.
That's right. Now, I know this for sure. On Tuesday, March 15th, it's a special Robert Cooper presents the Metal Hammer of Doom. He picked it. He pushed me out of the way. He took over the show, and we're doing Destroyer 666 Wildfire. On Wednesday, I will be reviewing with Robert Winfrey Zootopia, which I'm sure will be the #1 movie again this weekend because it has some new competition. The Long Road to Ruin is back after a 2-week hiatus. We'll be looking at Madagascar. Daredevil Season 2 drops from Netflix on Friday, March 18th. We will be reviewing it in total on Wednesday, March 23rd. March 24th, In Defense of Man of Steel. March 25th, Gavin and Pat will be presenting the case against Man of Steel. Be prepared for a lot of angry whining. And, of course, Batman vs. Superman drops on March 25th. We will be reviewing it on March 30th. And then to celebrate all things DC, we will be reviewing on The Long Road to Ruin the Dark Knight Returns animated movies, both of them. And then Baby Metal Resistance drops April 1st, but that don't matter because I'll be on a plane to go see WrestleMania in Dallas. And that's all you need to know for the month of March. So Jesse, go ahead and give us less than 3 minutes of plugs, and then take us out with, since this is the Army-Navy show, why don't you take us out with a little Danger Zone?
All right, I can do that. As for myself, again, I want to thank both you guys for letting me come on here and have a good time with you boys. Like I said, this is one of my favorite podcasts to get on here and talk about. I love talking about metal. I love talking about music. Had a great time. Just a heads up to any of the listeners out there that are interested, go give a like to the Radulich and Broadcasting Facebook page. I'm actually going to have a playlist, a YouTube playlist out there, public playlist of all the songs that we talked about tonight and we played. So if you're interested in checking out the full versions of those songs, you can go onto that playlist and listen to every single one of them. As for myself, source material, Mark already mentioned it, comic book podcasts. Usually you can count on it every other Monday night, sometimes a little bit more. Last night I just finished up a 3-hour conversation with my buddy Michael K. Easton and Ronnie Adams, who's a mainstay on the podcast, and we talked about Superman, the return of Superman. Talked about 4 Supermen that came back after Superman had died. We had a lot of fun. My wife even told me to stop fucking screaming because apparently I got really excited talking about the movie Steel. So, hey, listen, things happen. And it isn't Steel versus Steel from Grand Magus either. But also, cheap seats, me and Teasley do that every once in a while. Shows on hiatus. When the draft rolls around, there might be a show that pops up. But until football season hits, there isn't much else that we're talking about. Also, I do one other podcast I'd like to plug on the Screaming Boy Productions Network. Their podcast, they let me do a show called The Documentary Diary, the Hulu Documentary Diary, where the concept is I'm watching every documentary on Hulu in alphabetical order. All right. And I do a podcast and talk about the documentaries that we see. Usually we try to keep it between 15 and 20 minutes. Of course, we get to talk, and sometimes that turns into an hour. But regardless, me and Ronnie have a lot of fun talking about this, the subjects that come up, because we've talked about all sorts of the gamut of stuff. But the next one is going to be about a 2012 documentary about Obama. So that should be real interesting. We're going to talk politics on that piece. And I'll let you guys know all about it. You can follow me at Stiznarkey on Twitter. You can follow the Source Material Podcast on at SourceMattCast on Twitter. That's all I have. Now, are we skipping Coop's plugs? Coop, you got anything you want to plug real quick?
Yeah, I was wondering when I was going to get to talk. In terms of my plugs, the Sentai Rider Podcast, or as Mark loves to call it, the Sentai Having a Fun Time Podcast. We'll do some eventually. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Sentai Rider Podcast, and it's SENTAIRIDER Podcast. We do Tokusatsu, so Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Ultraman, you name it. We'll probably be reviewing the new Sentai series, I want to say this is Dobuto Sentai Zhuozher, and it's been pretty good, pretty fun, enjoying it so far, so hopefully in the next few weeks we'll record something. I don't know, I'm busy. But there's that. My friend Sean Garmer is Wrestling to the Max podcast on Spreaker.com at W2 Network, if I'm not mistaken. He's got that. He's got the Sports to the Max podcast, his sports podcast, and his Games to the Max podcast, which I'll show up on one day, I'm sure. And then finally, me and Jesse, we're going to be doing a Vinland Saga podcast. What are we covering?
Saga. Sometime in April.
What are we covering? I don't know how much of it. I've read all of it, so I'm good. But we'll be doing that. It's going to be great. So fucking excited. I never ever get to talk manga. So it'll be the first of hopefully many. So
that's right.
Keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. And with that, I'm done.
All right, Mark, you want to take us out, and I'll hit the button.
All right, folks. We had Army versus Navy. We're going to go out with a little Air Force here. Children of Bodom covering Danger Zone from way back in the Top Gun era. So for Mr. Robert Cooper, for Mr. Jesse Starcher, I am your mandated reporter. Be well, be safe, and behave.
Hi, I'm David Moss with Moss Nissan. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, Moss Nissan is simply the best. You'll notice the difference the moment you walk through our door. Our team is like family, and we look forward to treating you like part of our family. With our state-of-the-art service facility, factory-trained technicians, we are more equipped to service all make and models. Plus, with our extended service hours, our pickup and drop-off service, you can have your vehicle serviced according to your schedule, not ours. Experience the Moss difference today. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes. When it comes to buying a pre-owned vehicle, Moss Nissan is simply the best, with one of the largest selections of pre-owned vehicles in the Tampa Bay area. We have options for every situation and budget. And every vehicle comes equipped with Moss Care, which gives you added peace of mind and features and benefits such as lifetime oil changes, roadside assistance, and so much more. Visit us today and let one of our knowledgeable team members give you all the information you need to make an informed car buying decision. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.